I hope you guys are ready for action, intrigue, and romance. Unlike normal Baywatch, things are gonna be real, gritty, and adult. Hey, just kidding. It's like regular Baywatch, but Mitch wears a suit sometimes. That's what happens when the parent show can be any genre depending on the day of the week. If you skipped my introductory video to Baywatch Nights and just wanted to dive right into the creamy center, here's the basics. Mitch, Garner, and a woman named Ryan McBride all own a detective agency above a club called Nights. If you think the pilot is going to tell us how that came about, think again, because they decided to air that as episode 8, and instead we get this rando story about a model in distress. If you're confused, now you know how the audience felt in 1995. Or as Nights owner Lou Rawls would say, what in the ham sandwich is going on?
Yo, what in the ham sandwich is going on?
But perhaps this can clear it up?
Now I know what you're thinking. Mitch is a lifeguard. What does he know about being a PI? What can I say? When someone yells help, I jump in with both feet. And I hope you do too, as we introduce a new series of private eye adventures called Baywatch Nights.
I know what you're thinking. What does a lifeguard know about being a PI? Everything, stupid!
You know what Baywatch needed more of, though, and that's that sweet blues music. Oh yeah, that's smooth.
I gotta get out of this day for night, quick!
At least she died in the coolest way possible, backed by a sultry guitar soundtrack. One thing's for certain, this ain't your mother's Baywatch.
Out of the way, Detective Mobile coming through! Hope he's living off of ramen noodles and my table scraps, but at least I look cool.
My dad told me that every once in a while you meet a woman so beautiful that it knocks the wind out of you.
Hope you aren't put off by me narrating things constantly, because that's gonna be happening a lot.
This bizarre photo shoot features the model Cassidy, played by Carol Alt, who's coming in hot off her starring role on Thunder in Paradise. There's a lot of crossover between that and the Baywatch properties since it was developed by the same team, but especially around now. Meanwhile, we're reintroduced to Destiny, who's morphed from a new agey weirdo into a full-blown psychic, as you do. No lead-in for us, we're just supposed to accept it at face value. And yes, she does actually have psychic powers. This is apparently very normal to everyone else, who never question or utilize her potentially useful for crime-solving abilities. For some reason, she's only featured in the non-X-Files season. Mitch has just stopped by to check in on Destiny and check out Cassidy.
Your aura. I feel lust. You're radiating.
Thanks for that invaluable insight, Destiny. Just how lusty is Mitch's aura to produce that reaction? Did he splooge his aura all over himself?
As a lifeguard / PI, I can just walk onto this chute and do whatever I want.
How you doing, stud?
Fine.
Ooh, that's smooth. Mitch introduces himself by welcoming her to his turf, explaining that he works in the area. No, not as a lifeguard, because that would make too much sense. Instead, he points her to his detective agency.
Ryan McBride grew up in Texas and got her PI license in New York. You know, women can really complicate your life, especially if you're partners with one. It's an explosive combination.
Look at Ryan complicating Mitch's life by sorting through files and putting her cooties all over them. Ew. Also, Garner roped him into this too, but women be women, am I right? How did she grow up in Texas but get her PI license in New York? I'm confused.
No, it's not missing bodies, missing persons.
Body. The Crabtree Funeral Home somehow misplaced the dearly departed Mrs. T. Whistle. They'll pay us real money to find her.
Oh, God, we sunk that low.
I have. Hello? Ellen B. McBride Buchanan.
Alphabetical.
Hello? No, we didn't order any.
Haha, it's business as usual at the Buchanan McBride Ellerby Agency. Buke-Brideby for short.
How does this devil phone work?
I'm really glad Garner's finally got a show of his own so they can give him great plots like this.
You want to come across a hammer?
Yeah, I saw them in the files. Hammer's under D.
Okay, but who files a hammer?
Damn, we're good.
Anyway, a corpse? Wait, why are there lifeguards there? I know Baywatch always treats them like cops, but like, why is Mitch even a PI at this point?
A supermodel whose photograph was on the cover of 100 magazines. But this was her last photo session.
While going about his lifeguard business, Mitch rescues Cassidy from an overzealous paparazzi man. But what he wasn't expecting was for him to throw a bicycle cowboy at him, the oldest trick in the book. Knowing Mitch is a PI whose only weakness is projectile cowboys, Cassidy appears at the agency to hire them on. She's been receiving threatening notes and fears for her life, so it's up to our heroes to figure out who's sending the messages. While they're snooping around, she's gonna need a bodyguard. But who could sacrifice their life of luxury to spend time with a supermodel at her mansion while she's in such a vulnerable state?
I'll take that bullet.
What's that for?
You got a crazy stalker or something?
Why worry? I got a bodyguard and a lifeguard.
That gives me extra protection, I guess. Despite Mitch's hunky presence, the stalker manages to get inside and take some pictures anyway. Mitch asks about the open window, which Cassidy doesn't seem to think maybe could have been a way inside. I don't know how this stalker is getting into her impenetrable glass-walled fortress, but I suppose nothing is safe from evil. Mitch is suspicious of some inconsistencies in Cassidy's story, but he can't resist the charm of a sexy lady and clunky sports metaphors.
In Little League, I was a pitcher. My catcher and I communicated through signs. Holding hands is a sign too, but I didn't know the game she was playing or the rules. Three fingers was a changeup. Changeup always caught you by surprise. You knew you shouldn't swing at it, but you just couldn't help it.
And maybe Ryan is jealous?
Ah, this is not your color.
Let your guard down. She'll kiss you too.
This should be funny if we knew anything about my character right now. Cassidy's got a big fashion show coming up, featuring topless ladies backstage. That's why this show features less of those bikini babes and more of those sexy nightclub outfits, which Mitch finds much more exciting.
The girls on the beach are practically naked. I mean, everyone here is wearing clothes. I find this much more exciting.
When the same paparazzo from before shows up, Mitch springs into action.
By the power of tacky vests in me, I pronounce you under arrest. As a PI, I have exactly the same authority as I did as a lifeguard, which is to say, you're going to the slammer, punk!
How many sunglasses lost their lives that day? The fragility of the human experience laid out in stark relief. Unfortunately, paparazzo goes back to an old favorite, the human weapon, and we all know how susceptible Mitch is to that. Ryan gets on Mitch's case for kissing a client, which is a fair point, and brings up all of the weird inconsistencies in Cassidy's story. Mitch won't hear any of it, even though he was totally bringing up these same points earlier, because how could someone so hot be lying?
Oh, what is that? Is that testosterone?
Will men and women ever be able to work together? Men are from Mars, women are from penis. These accusations are ridiculous! Mitch would never get involved with a client. Except he totally does.
Hey, you're being really unprofessional, man. No, PIs make out with their clients all the time. Come on, dude, it's super obvious she's evil. You take that back, scummo. Damn it, where's the cowboy when you need to throw him? Why does this keep happening to me?
I got halfway to the plate before I realized I misread the sign.
Yeah, keep trying to make those baseball metaphors happen, Mitch. Realizing they've done absolutely nothing to forward this plot in a show about 3 PIs, Garner and Ryan show up on Mitch's sadness pier so we can tell them what the audience already figured out from pretty much the beginning. Cassidy killed her rival to revive her sagging career, so she made up all of the stalker stuff to pin it on the paparazzi dude who was blackmailing her. Time for Mitch to put on his trademark Knight's Adidas jacket and close this case.
Want some help?
Nope.
You guys aren't part of this show. You just got mitched.
I realized that my first case as a PI was about as successful as my first day as a lifeguard. I had a lot to learn.
Apparently, I suffered a massive head injury and forgot this wasn't my first case, as we flash back to that in the actual pilot in 8 episodes. maybe we made things needlessly confusing for you, and that probably didn't help our ratings. I'd hazard a guess you've already tuned out by now, and I'm just talking to myself. Who can say? All I know is that, baby, when the sun goes down, things really start to heat up. I totally got that guy killed because I suck as a PI, and that's your introduction to me in this show. Really makes you think. See you next week, folks!
Next time on Baywatch Nights, armed rollerblade heists. The excitement never starts. Let's roll out.
Devil is watching as we slide